It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Hello and welcome to the Season 10 premiere of the Sergio Show. Wow, 10 seasons. Thank you guys. Now, for this episode, I'm going to talk about the longevity of a series, especially my own. Now, when a popular long-running series starts out with the first season, people are interested. People love it. At the time, it was new to its kind, and people just want more. They love the characters, they love the setting, they love a lot of things about this series, especially when it's in its first season. The audience wants more, and the artists give them more, with a second or third season. And by then, people will either get used to or enjoy the surprises those couple of seasons comes in, or sometimes they jump the shark too quickly by the second season, and then the love for that show for the first time goes away. But as for those really popular long-running shows, they somehow make it to those couple of seasons. And then, since the audience wants more again, they give them more again. And then, over time, that audience will just get used to the show, know what's going on, and even figure out its formula. And that's what happens with the long-running shows. Time makes it old. And old, some people don't like. Some people still like. There are those fans out there that still love long-running shows because they know what they're getting. They like what they keep getting from the show. At least these shows keep consistent on what makes them popular. And if that keeps them going and people still don't like it, then that's just the audience taste changing or wanting something different out of either the show or a completely different show that comes soon. It's a normal, understanding thing. And the TV show that keeps going just has to still remember that it needs to be itself while it keeps going. With the same likable characters, environments, and all that magical animated stuff in this case that keeps a show great and keeps the show going. Now, the most controversial thing about a long-running show is that they could do something that could really, really hurt the show. Have an episode that just looks like they're running out of ideas, or changing a character for the worst, even though that's a nice fresh pace, but people see it as the reason why the show is worst or ended. But changes like that happen when a show lasts that long, where they want to do some little changes just to keep up with the audience and the passage of time. But ultimately, it hurts the show, and that long-running show that keeps going could possibly end. But all this is a very normal thing in my opinion about long-running TV shows, because long-running TV shows are like long-running people. You get used to them, you like them in the first place, but over time you do understand them, and either they're very predictable or sometimes they unfortunately drastically change and you don't like them anymore. It's a human response to human understanding. I'm a person that does commit to my long-running series and other people's long-running series. There's a certain animated show that's been going on for so many years, and instead of me just saying, oh, it's jumped the shark, it's old, I just love it for being so long-running. It understands what it is, and I respect and love it and still watch it. And I hope a lot of people understand that about this show. And that's all I want to say about this episode of the show. Anyway, thanks for watching a Season 10 premiere episode of The Sergio Show. Thank you, and I'm Sergio Dominguez, saying, have an animated day. Sergio Studios. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Boy, that sounds like a bad analogy. Anyway, it's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio the Cartoonist Man Dominguez. Yeah. Well, hey, greetings and salutations to the Sergio Show. And I'm, of course, Sergio the Cartoonist Man Dominguez. Well, we have a great show for you guys, starting with... Huh? Oh, okay, my phone. Hold on, you guys. Gotta take this. Sergio Studios, Sergio Dominguez speaking. Neil? Neil Witka, is that you? Oh, dude, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you since episode 27. And, what's that? You're flying in the air? And you want to crash land into my studio right now? I don't know how that's possible. You're just flying in the air. But okay, go ahead and make your entrance. Neil! Oh, man. Oh, how's it going?
Hey, great to see you again. Oh, it's going great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. And you know, I actually have no idea what I'm going to do for this episode. And, hold on. I got another call. Hello? Juan? Juan, buddy! What's up? How are you doing? Are you doing anything right now? Good. No, I'm just saying, if you want to come down to my studio right now and hang out, and also meet my other friend here. So, are you up for it? What's that? You're around here? Wait, what's that? You said you always been there off camera since the beginning of this episode? Wait, what's that? The reason why is because you're the executive producer of the show, meaning you really have no power over the show? Where am I going with this? Anyway, where are you? What's that? You're saying you're right behind me? Okay, I'll turn around. Juan!
Hey, Serge?
Aw, hey man, nice to see you. Now, Juan, I want you to meet a good friend of mine. Juan, meet Neil Witka. Neil, I want you to meet my friend, Juan Perez.
Hey, Juan, nice to meet you.
Yo, sup?
Great! Now that we're all caught up on meeting each other, let's start hanging out, shall we? And I know the perfect place that three good buddies just want to go and hang out together and hang out in a hanging out kind of fashion. Funville! The multi-arcade and interactive virtual media enterprise that it is! Yeah.
Well, if it ain't the fattest guy I know, and the ugliest sexy guy I know. Except for you, Juan, you rock. Welcome to Hammond's Funville, the funnest place you'll ever have in your miserable life. That'll be $50.
Hammond? You work here?
Yeah, brilliant deduction. I'm one of those guys who has every job in the world, which is the least I can say about Neil over there. Hey, you applied to Barnes & Noble yet? Oh, wait, you didn't because you're so lazy. Yeah, we did have a good one going in.
Well, guys, bask in its LED lit glory.
Wow!
And I know the only way a trio of buddies can enjoy a whole slew of fun arcade games with a fun montage. So let's get started.
Woohoo! It has been an awesome day.
Yeah, I see that you're enjoying it. Anyway, we just need to go to one more attraction. I gotta go see if I have it reserved. You guys wait here.
Your hat looks awesome!
Thanks a lot.
Hey, you guys, I found you. Now let's end this fun day with go-kart racing! This game is simple. We go around once this long and crazy track. The first one to reach back wins. Okay, everyone ready? Set, let's go! Well, that was fun, cool, and totally pointless. Oh well, I guess that's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. I would like to thank my best friends Juan Perez and Neil Witka for joining with me on having a fun time. And also Funville for letting us broadcast the show in here. Well, as always, I'm Sergio Dominguez, saying have an animated day. Sergio Studios. It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez. Now, let's get this show started with... What's that? What's going on? Sergio Dominguez. What the heck? I am the magical face of destiny. You know, I could have assumed that by you being a face that just magically appeared. And you have some sort of destiny for me, but I'm glad you named it out. I'm here to tell you your destiny. You see, you have greater things coming soon in your life. Really? Wow, who knew a face could tell me that by just magically appearing? Okay, just stop talking about my face. But I'm gonna be here to tell you your destiny. Okay, you can tell me. Is it because of my show? My animated work? What could this be, you magical face? I told you to stop talking about my face. But here it goes. You are destined for greatness with your cartoons. Oh, cool. Kinda sounds vague, but yeah. So when? I have no idea. I'm just a magical face. But you're a magical face. Don't you mean you got something for me? Something more detailed than that? No. Well, to be honest, I am just a magical face. I don't have a destiny for you. What? You don't? You just magically appear to be a face and lied to me about my destiny? What the heck? Why are you even here? Honestly, I'm just here to pad the runtime of this little episode of The Sergio Show. Oh, great. Like, I need more of that. Thanks. Well, is there anything else you can do? Well, I can flip the image the other way. Let me see. Yeah, this is so unnecessary. Please change it back. Okay, fine. Okay, thanks. Well, at least I'm glad to visit your show. I hear a couple of magical beings do that sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Well, this is the magical face of not destiny saying, whoosh. That face was just out of nowhere and unpleasant. Oh well, that's all for, should I even keep going? Do I have anything? Oh well, next episode. Anyway, that's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez, saying have an animated day. Sergio Studios. If you're a creepy uncle watching this video, then go ahead and run for your life because it's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Well, golly gee wilkers, and welcome to my magical wonderland of animation and creativity, kind of known as the Sergio Show, with me, Sergio Dominguez. So let's get this show started. With me, discussing the current status of internet animation. Internet animation is a growing medium with many young artists showing their work for the easy viewing access and creative freedom. Now with many corporations adding advertisement around that, making a profit, it looks like internet animation is gonna stay for a couple more years in the future. Uncle Bolaco? You're back? Yeah, you miss me? No. Now, Uncle Bolaco, once again, I'm currently in the production of an episode of my show. Now, like always, I need you to get the French toast out of here. Please. Okay. Pero primero, look at my new trick. Uncle Bolaco, grossness. Uncle, Bolaco, why? Why are you like this? Why are you such an abomination of mankind? Look at you face. Huh? Just look at you. You're a slob. You're a mess. You're a barbarian. You're a failure. And most of all, you are my uncle. Your family. And I have to love you. But I won't let you stay like this forever. What? So for this episode, I'm gonna give my uncle a makeover and turn this beast into a gentleman. What? No! It's for your own good, Polaco, and I know the perfect place that will clean you up into a gentleman. Come on, Uncle Polaco, let's go. No! Where are we? We're at a salon, Uncle Polaco. Welcome to the Intune Barbershop. How may I help you? Sergio, nice to see you again. Do you need a haircut or something? Oh, but who is this handsome young man? Yeah, I'm okay. And this is my uncle, named, well, Uncle Bolaco, and he needs a little bit of a makeover. Oh dear, I totally see that. Oh, this bad boy needs a real makeover. Well, tell you what, to fix a big stinky mess like this, we would need a big makeover montage. Oh, well, okay, sure, let's do it! The makeover montage, I mean. Well, in that case, let's start the Dirty Uncle makeover montage. Well, it's been a montage and a half, and now here is your new and improved Uncle Bolaco. He's not that bad. And now to present him to the Sergio Show audience in some kind of presentation. And I know just how to show it. That was Uncle Polaco, and that's all for this episode of the Sergio Show. Thanks to Uncle Polaco, Hornendo, and you. Anyway, I'm Sergio Dominguez, saying have an animated day. Sergio Studios. It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez. Now let's get this show started by talking about one of my favorite things about animation, and that is the animated TV show. Yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about animated TV shows and my thoughts and all of that magical stuff, starting now. You see, animated TV shows are those shows on TV that are animated. Okay, that's it. That's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. I'm Sergio Dominguez saying have an animated day. Okay, I'm kidding. I'll talk a little bit more about it. You see, animated TV shows came along with television, as another way to entertain audiences through the magic of animation. Now, there's a lot of great things about animated TV shows, and that is, you can get to enjoy the characters more. Sure, the episodes are short, but as the series is, they're much longer and easier to understand than the typical great animated movie. Yes, TV shows do have a little bit more to offer in terms of content. Now, here comes some downsides, and the occasional not-so-well animated thing, moment, scene, you know what I'm talking about. Yep, animation is a time-consuming and also costly process. Animated films occasionally can handle that, but as for the TV show, it's on a TV, small screen, smaller budget, so they do have to keep a lot of corners cut when it comes to the quality of the animation. Sometimes they might have a sequence that will be wonderfully animated, and sometimes the characters are just standing there, statically, moving their arms a little bit, maybe moving their heads. You don't see that a lot with this show. Right. Sometimes animated TV shows have great episodes, and sometimes they have episodes that maybe you wish you didn't watch, or it motivates you to wish to end the series, but, that's a normal thing. They're run by human beings, these animated TV shows and other animated content. It happens. Just letting you know about that. Now, there are people out there with their favorite animated TV shows from their favorite animated channels. I do have one, but I'm not going to say because of copyright reasons. All I'm saying is, television is one of the great mediums that shows one of the greatest art forms of all time, animation. Well, that's all I can think of for this episode of The Sergio Show. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you understand the magic of animated TV shows because I said it for about 2 minutes. Anyway, I am Sergio Dominguez saying have an animated day. Sergio Studios. It's the Sergio Show, and here's your time traveler of a host, Sergio Dominguez. Well, hello, fellow Sergio Show fan. Welcome to the Sergio Show. I'm Sergio Dominguez, and this is the Sergio Show. Okay, just mentioned it before, now I mentioned it again. Oh well, now, let's get this show started with, another glorious time travel episode. And for this episode, we're gonna travel to the animation world of the 2000s. Yeah, I know it wasn't that long ago, but still it was a complete decade with some great moments from animation history. Anyway, so let's get to the time travel room.
Sergio Dominguez,
Wait, where am I?
you're in the fabric of space-time continuum, and I am the being of space-time continuum. You're under arrest
But for what?
for time traveling too often and too sporadically and causing nothing but havoc in different time periods. We're gonna put you under arrest.
But no, I don't want to be under arrest. I just want to have fun time traveling and being a cartoon in that specific area of time travel.
Well, you haven't done a good job of that. I've noticed, because I am the being of space-time continuum.
Is there any way I can fix this?
There's almost no way you can fix this, unless you have some button that can fix what you just previously did, like you had an early episode or something.
Oh, the pausable retract button. I have it right here. Once I do this, I can fix this.
Okay, fine. But once you do this, promise me you won't time travel again.
You know I'm going to time travel again, but with this button I'll have a clean slate. And I'll try to not do it as much as possible in the future. Future, you get it, because you are the being of space and time.
Okay, fine. Just press the button.
Alright, thank you for letting me know about this. Anyway, bye! Click. Wow! I made it. Yeah, woohoo! But where's the time machine? I guess it must have disintegrated into the time portal because it was such a powerful experience. Oh well. Well, at least I'm okay. Anyway, that's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. Anyway, I'm Sergio Dominguez saying have an animated day. Sergio Studios. It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Well, hey there, welcome to another episode of the Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez. Now for this episode, I want to talk about another kind of medium that animation has been shown upon, and its earliest form, which is the animated short. Now, the animated short, back when animation was starting to become a thing that you can produce on film, and even showed in theaters, they would show it in a short form before the feature-length film is played. Now, from that concept came such a great era of animation, where we had great cartoon stars, and even greater experiments of how animation can be done. And it helped lead to the next big subject will be in the upcoming episode of The Sergio Show, which is me talking about animated movies. But animated shorts did have a great era for itself. They were treated like TV shows before TV shows, If a popular character was in a short, they want more of it, so they make more shorts for that character. And they keep going with the shorts in front of the feature films in theaters for a while. But at some point when feature films were made in animated form, cartoons can either go there or the series of shorts will die out because TV came in and these shorts become too costly and unnecessary for some people. So the animated short would end up ending, but the shorts would be shown on this new medium, which is television. And then these animated film shorts would become TV shows, or executed as if they were TV shows. These segments would be shown on TV, even though they used to be in films. Nowadays, animated shorts actually still exist, but not in the way they used to, like a TV show. Instead, they're just made as projects to either execute a special experiment for an upcoming film, or to show off the director's work, and maybe they get a chance to do animated feature films. That's the business, that's the animation business now, and that's the interesting thing about animated shorts. Also, animated shorts still exist, but not that much in theaters, but even more on the internet. Yes, people do want to still see cartoons as easy as possible and made by other happy independent artists. So, that's where the internet came in. Now, more people than ever can see animated shorts by so many different people in so many different places and so many different ways. It is kind of a unique, different era of animated shorts where we're not just walking into the theaters to see it, we're looking at a big device, clicking on it, and then enjoying it, and even giving our feedback on it. It is an interesting way we're seeing animated shorts nowadays. And with that in mind, I'm going to end this episode. Well, that's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez, saying, have an animated day.
Sergio Studios.
It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez. Well, in this episode, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite mediums to be executed in the wonderful art form that is animation, and that is the animated feature film. Yes, ever since animated shorts took a big risk, they've become animated feature films. Meaning when you go to the theater, you can watch a story executed in the magical art form that is animation. And I do that a lot. Especially in the early 90s. Wow, the 90s, what a wonderful golden era of animated feature films. But animation is so awesome, it does work in a lot of different decades. Especially the 90s and onward. Well, that's one of the great things about animation in films, is that you get to see an epic, big looking story, big looking visuals in feature-length form. Usually these studios put out their A game to make these animated feature films. Well, most of them, but I'm not going to mention who. And you get great movie stars out of cartoons. That's one of the interesting things about it. Because movies used to be in this thing called live action, and you only get to see live action stars and live action storyline, and sometimes it is grounded because, humans and stuff, and reality, and live action gravity and all that magical stuff. But with animation, it's a lot more defying, a lot more reality bending, and you get to tell more unique stories and even more unique visuals through the magic of animation. And it's even more amazing that a drawing or a graphic can be as beloved as a Hollywood live action movie star. And it's always fun to think about that. It's fun to even watch that. Especially an original animated film, because you don't know what you're going to get. Maybe you do, depends on the studio, but when you walk in, take that ticket, take that risk, watch that movie, and if you love it, you get to realize, wow, I saw a new animated film that I love so much, and I just experienced it in that moment. It's just a magical thing, especially when you're a kid, when you realize that in animated movie films. Now, sequels. Let me quickly talk about sequels because they're part of, Hollywood saying, oh, you like that? You want more? No, we're going to give you more because you love this character in this one. Well, let's bring him back and do it again. Yeah, that's how it works, right? I'm a creative guy even though I'm in business. But, that's how it happens. If you don't like a sequel that's animated, it happens. You can either move on from it, or if the sequel's that bad, and it does happen, you kind of also detach from yourself from the original film, and that is sad and dangerous to do. But movie business, that's how we work, that's how everything works, the entertainment industry and all that stuff. But animated films, they are just so special and part of our lives for being what it is, especially the great ones, our favorite kinds, that it just stays with us. It gives us an impact. It gives us a kind of unique feeling, especially when we see them as young as possible. There is a special moment of enjoying an animated feature film. Well, with that thing in mind, I'm going to end this episode. Maybe you'll see a movie of this show. Yeah, right. Anyway, that's all for this episode of The Sergio Show. I am Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day.
Sergio Studios.
It's the Sergio Show. And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez. Welcome to the 99th, that's right, 99th episode of the Sergio Show. Yes, and it's me, Sergio Dominguez. Wow, 99 episodes already. I just want to thank you guys for helping me get this far, and there'll be more thankings later. So for this episode, I'm going to talk about the inspiration and motivation to keep making cartoons. You see, this is the show's 10th magical season, and I kept this show this long as this possible because there are so many things in the world, especially in the animated world, that inspires me to keep going and think of creative kind of episodes of the show, thanks to just enjoying cartoons and loving it. That's where a lot of the inspiration happens, watching other cartoons, thinking about cartoons in different perspectives, and just a lot of imagination, like I've mentioned that before. Now, what motivates me to keep the show going? Inspiration, yes, creativity, cartoons, but what motivates me to keep the show going? I could have easily let this show go even back in the first episode, but what made me say, you know what, let's keep going? Well, one of the things is new technology. When I started the show off, I had like a couple of different technologies, mostly animation software and an old computer. But over time, I've gotten better computers, more software, and better audio recording devices that make me want to say, hey, let's keep the show going with this technology. Maybe it'll become better and better and better as it goes on. And technically it has, and I'm glad I got to try that technology out with the Sergio Show. So that's one of the things that kept me going. Another thing that motivates me to keep the show going is trying new ideas. The show has never been consistent, as you can see, but that's one of the things I like about the show. It only has me, and anything else can happen. So I've tried so many different things over the years. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. But those different ideas put onto the show has kept it going with so many different kinds of episodes with all this kind of variety. And every episode I do wonder, how is it going to start? How is it going to end? And will I ever finish it? Every episode I do think, will I ever finish it? How will it look when it's finished? And that's another big motivation for keeping the show going. And one big motivation that keeps the show going are the fans. Yep, you guys who like the show and want to keep the show going, you guys, like a lot of other shows and movies, the fan bases have always been so supportive and understanding that helps understand why you like the show and why you want to keep the show going. Hopefully some of you will want to keep the show going, I don't know. But me noticing the fans makes me say, you know what, let's keep going. Maybe the fans will like this, maybe they won't. If I don't, I hope they understand, but I will always keep trying. So, with that in mind, I want to thank everybody who's a fan of the show. Thank you, I very much appreciate it. And you know what? I'm going to end this episode right now. Well, that's all for the 99th episode of The Sergio Show. Wow, here we go, episode 100. Oh, I can't wait. I'll see you there. This is Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day. Sergio Studios. Sergio Studios. Yeah, by the looks of it, this episode's about ready to go. Yup, this first episode of this little show is just about ready to be filmed.
But Sergio, why do you want to do this?
The reason why is because I love animation and I want to make videos expressing it in a comedic way. Also, I want to someday achieve my dream of becoming a famous cartoonist.
By recording yourself and talk?
Well, yeah, kind of. I'll see how it goes.
What you're going to start with?
I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along for now. Besides, I do have other ideas for episodes if this little show ever takes off.
Can I be in this episode?
Oh, sweetie, not yet. But I will maybe in a future episode. And if it goes well, maybe you'll appear in a couple more episodes later. But for now, I need you to get out, please.
Okay.
Also, be sure that the door is locked so our other sister Lydia doesn't come in and, messes anything up while I'm filming, okay? Thanks. Okay, the camera's set. The desk chair is set. The background is set. No script. Okay, all checked off. Also, I do tend to get a little bit shy in front of the camera, causing me to not blink for a certain amount of time. But hey, maybe I might overcome it in this episode, or sometime in the future, We'll see. We'll see. Now to sit here and play a recording that was recorded by an announcer friend of mine. Okay, we're set. Here goes nothing. I'm going to start what might be an ongoing series. For how long? Only I will know. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. For the 100th time, it's the Sergio Show! And here's your host, Sergio Dominguez! Hello and welcome to the Sergio Show. I'm your host, Sergio Dominguez! Well, here we are. This is it. Oh my gosh. So, I don't know if you know about this, but I'll tell you just in case. Pull back, please. It is the 100th episode of the Sergio Show. It's the 100th episode of the Sergio Show! Yeah! We did! Oh my gosh! Whoopee! 100 magical episodes. Oh, yeah! That's right! 100 incredible episodes of the Sergio Show. Thank you. First off, I actually have an audience this time. Yep, a full house audience filled with all the characters from the Sergio Show, from the past and present, reoccurring, and just all around characters of the Sergio Show. Yep, and also some fans are in the audience too. Thank you guys, thank you for joining me. We have a great episode for you guys. Let's begin now! I was in the animators bar, and I was just thirsty for some iced tea. And wouldn't you know it, a bunch of animators were also at the animators bar too. They were off camera, of course, because of reasons. So looking at them, I just realized I got a little nervous. Anxious even. I don't know what to do. They were also wearing shoes. I don't know why one of them was wearing shoes of me, but I just rolled with it. My friends weren't here. And all of a sudden, the bartender plays the Sergio Show. And everybody liked it for some reason. The end! Sorry. What? $1 million deal with that studio? Aw, sweet! Okay, great! I turned down that deal. So let's get to the next video. And there you have it. Thus concludes the 100th episode of the Sergio Show. Well, I just want to say thank you guys for 5 great years and 100 great episodes. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Well, for the 100th time, I'm Sergio Dominguez saying have an animated day. Yeah. Sergio Studios.